Welcome to the January gathering around the pond, Sunday, January 4th. Dear family of light, 2015 has begun, and this Sunday, January 4th at 2100 Oslo time, we have a new gathering around the pond coming up, the first opportunity we have to dive into this new year and these new energies as a collective. This is what the constant companions have to say about it. Once again, you stand before an event that will help to secure not just your connection to these very new energies, but that will also help to anchor these energies in such a way, your whole planet will benefit from them. You see, as you pass through that doorway that separated the past from the future, and yesteryear from the new, it also served to catapult you all into this very new energetic moment of now. And through that, you also initiated a sequence of separation and realignment that will enable you as a collective to nourish yourselves fully from this wondrous new source of sustenance that is now in place here in your very new environs. And as such, you will in turn serve as a portal that will enable so many of your fellow men to follow in your footsteps. For you have already begun to immerse yourselves in this truly fertile sea, this cauldron brimming with potential, ready to be imbued by you all. And when you once again step up to the challenge to intertwine your separate energetic strands during this collective event you have given the name of the gathering, you will once again help to construct a veritable ladder of energetic filaments that will enable so many to elevate themselves even further up this path of harmonics. Again, we speak in parables, so let us just say that you will once again come into your true role as pioneers. For you will once again prove that 1 + 1 equals a vibrational quotient that far outnumbers its individual components, and as such, you will begin to stir this already churning energetic pot into a froth that will lift all of the energetic ingredients to a new and ever loftier height. And through that, you will literally set off this new year with a blast that will far outnumber and indeed outshine any other kind of fireworks that has been set off to mark the occasion of entering this new and so far virgin territory of 2015. For this year comes with an enormous potential, a potential that also outnumbers anything you as a species have encountered so far in your evolutionary process, and thanks to the likes of you, this potential will begin to be activated immediately. For remember, a potential is inert until consciousness engages with it to cause a kind of friction that enables these unattached particles to come together in a way that will begin to form a new form of life. So once again we say know that you are all an invaluable component in this highly potent mix of energetics. For without you to stir up this pot, not much would be happening on this earthly plane that could claim as its origin this new and highly advanced brew that holds these new energetic frequencies within them. For without the likes of you, mankind would still be siphoning off the last dredges from the stale mix of obnoxious fumes that so many have based their entire existence on for centuries. But now, you have all been sufficiently fortified by your preliminary interactions with the forerunners of this new and highly flammable mixture of potent potential that has been made available to you, and so, you are more than ready to begin to partake of the nutritional value they represent, not just for you as individuals, but also for you as a collective. For this year will be a year when the focus will be very much on the collective, and on the way that you as groups of various kinds and sizes will be encouraged to pool your resources in many new ways. For now, the process will no longer be one of individual cleansing, clearing, and general maintenance. Now it will be all about restructuring, recalibration, and of realizing more and more of the inherent potential that is already in place. Remember, there is no longer a state of lack on this planet, and we do mean that in every sense of the word. For you already possess any and all resources you might care to think of, and then a whole host more. For you already have it all at your disposal, and as this year goes by, more and more of this will become apparent to you all. For as the weeks and months begin to unfold, it will be as if door after door will open up, and out will come a veritable flood of discoveries, and most of them will be followed by an exclamation of "Now why didn't we think of that before?" And the answer to that is simply this, because now you are ready to rediscover what has been there all the time, literally hidden in plain sight, but the old blinkers of inbred limitations have held you effectively in check. And so, up until now, you have only seen the small sliver of reality you have allowed yourself to see. But now, the blinkers are off, and you will begin to see, know, and understand the full scope of the potential that you are already literally immersed in, and so, one by one the new ideas perfectly suited to bring the new world come alive will arrive as if from out of nowhere in so many fertile minds all over this planet. For remember, it is you who have prepared the soil for all of this new growth by allowing the old toxins to be removed, and not only that, you have also cleared away all of the old and dense growth that stopped the light from penetrating all the way down to the surface. And last but not least, you carried those fertile seeds that have now been planted in this newly fertilized soil, and now, as the proud and proficient gardeners you really are, you will finally be able to see the fruits of your hard labor come into life on all sides around you. So again we thank you all for bringing yourselves and the rest of creation to this moment in time, for without you, no new growth would be possible, and mankind would be one step closer to that day when the last gulp of fresh air and the last sip of potable water would be consumed. But thanks to you, you have started on a new cycle, one where new life will spring forth in abundance, and it will thrive in the bright light of freedom and under your tender care. And thanks to you, not only this planet but everything around it will take a deep breath of gratitude, for you are not an isolated spark of life in an otherwise deserted void. You are an intrinsic part of all that exists, and so, the resurrection of mankind in the wondrous planet on which you live will breathe new life into us all. For this quickening that is taking place here will literally serve to heighten the pulse of life in all of creation, and as such, your actions are even more magnificent than you can even begin to understand. But even so, it is all made up of seemingly small tasks such as this first collective event of this year that will take place this upcoming Sunday, and as such, it carries far, far more weight in the equation than what you might think if you see this solely from your down-to-earth perspective. So again we say, know that what you bring to this collective event may not seem to be much if you only take into account what your recollection after the actual event may or may not be, for what you do, is indeed something that will bring this whole and complex endeavor literally another quantum leap forward. So once again we have no words to adequately describe the gratitude that your services will generate literally near and far, so let us simply say that without you, the light would never be as bright, and without you, the future would not be as promising as it is now, and without you, the dreams would never be more than just that, a wisp of hope in a sea of despair. But thanks to you, the light is going to continue to magnify, the future is already here, and the dreams have already started to come alive, and for that, you deserve all of the accolades you can get. So take some time to acknowledge your own greatness as you once again set the intention to be part of this collective effort carried out by this grand collection of glorious souls, the ones that are making history happen by allowing themselves to take the future into their own hands and hearts. The constant companions. I have gotten the first taste of these very new energies, and it was not a small sip from a dainty glass, more like a powerful torrent of crystalline, sparkling energy. So this photo from my trip to the mountains last summer came to mind immediately when I searched for a photo that can match it. This energy also has a very distinct feel of focus, of a momentum with a purpose, an energy that is here for us to use it. So I invite you all to be a part of this very first gathering in the very new year where we, this grand collection of glorious souls, or perhaps we should call ourselves the construction crew, will come together to take the future into our own hands and hearts, and continue to co-create this new world. I am so looking forward to seeing you all there. Love, light, and gratitude from me, Aisha. Here are some examples of local time that corresponds with 2100 Oslo time. London, 8 p.m. Helsinki, 10 p.m. Sao Paulo, 6 p.m. New York, 3 p.m. El Paso, 1 p.m. Los Angeles, 12 p.m. Singapore, 4 a.m. Monday. Tokyo, 5 a.m. Monday. Sydney, 7 a.m. Monday. You can find your local time here, www.thetimezoneconverter.com. As always, You can do this whenever you feel it is best for you. All you need to do is to sit down and connect with this energy with an intention of being a part of this gathering. asianorth.wordpress.com